I thank the distinguished delegate and now give the floor to the representative nominated by North America, Mr. Oren Lyons of the United States of America.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the United Nations, distinguished leaders and representatives of the Indigenous nations and peoples, Nyawahaskano. Thank you for being well. Skano is our word for peace, and it is the same word for health. I greet you on behalf of the indigenous peoples of the Great Turtle Island, North America. 2017 marks my 50th year of attendance in these great halls of the United Nations, both in Geneva and New York, representing the interests and issues of our peoples and the natural world, understanding that our tenure as the human species on this earth is completely and totally dependent upon the resources of Mother Earth, not the least of which is water. Our mandate is inclusive of all life, the welfare of future generations, and the common good. And I remind you, as we did in the year 2000, and again in the year 2014, that the ice continues to melt in the north. We squander time. The ice, of course, has its own leader, which is ultimately our leader as well. We've learned over these 50 years of interaction in these great halls about the importance of terminology. We've had to learn the very special terminology of the United Nations. Territorial integrity is one of those terminologies that reflects the confines of states. It establishes boundaries and also ideas. I remind you again that the territorial integrity of Mother Earth binds all of us in a much larger context. The laws of that territorial integrity are absolute. There is no habeas corpus. There is no court. There is only the law. And you abide or suffer the consequences. And the consequences of that is our human species have brought us to a point where there is a question of our survival as a species on this earth. It's more than a question. Serious observations and dependence on discussions in these great halls, peace is possible. Peace is here. Peace has always been here. Peace is within the mandates of these halls if you exercise it. And so, in a short time that we have been allotted to speak on behalf of our various areas of North America, I'm trying to abide the rules established just very recently, that 3 minutes. I think I've pushed that already. So I'll say, to best serve the interests of the indigenous peoples of North America in this short time, I must express to you our consternation that on the 10th anniversary of the United Nations, the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, we are presented with an enhanced participation purporting to enable our participation in meetings with the UN bodies. But the proposed procedures seem to violate most of the articles of the Declaration. In particular, our rights to self-determination, free, prior, and informed consent, consultation, and many more. After 40 years of discussion, it seems to me that we should move on. And I would say that in this short time, probably the most important thing that we could do is move the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People to a United Nations Convention, and let's get on with it. And so with that, on behalf of Turtle Island, North America, Noah, I thank you. Scano, peace. It's in this room. It's up to you. Donato. Now I'm finished.
I thank the distinguished representative and now give the floor to His Excellency, the State Secretary